Thank you for watching RooTV.
Welcome back from Thanksgiving Break Roos. I'm Deja McKenzie.
And I'm Jocelyn Summers.
Stay tuned to hear an update on the war in Gaza. UMKC graduates prove that you don't have to move to the East or West Coast to be successful in film production. In a panel hosted by Professor Lynn Elliott, graduates Lynn Gallo, Estelle Hansen, and Emily Kennedy provided insight into their film production careers in KC. The group discussed how they pushed back against the narrative that to be successful in film, one should move to Los Angeles or New York City. I know plenty of people across a variety of departments who work here, who are very successful, Hansen said. Kansas City also attracts a variety of projects from feature-length films to music videos to commercials to reality television, so there are great opportunities to be found. The speakers showed that a thriving film culture and an incredible network connections help them grow in the industry. The biggest advantage in staying in Kansas City to work in film production is that it's a tight community, Hansen said. I PA'd in Kansas City for just under a year and got my first official job as a grip before that year ended. Graduate students encourage others to seek out new experiences and connections in KC. I think Kansas City is a great place to get started in film production because it is a small community, Hansen said. It's easier to make a name for yourself here than in a place in LA.
As Thanksgiving break comes to an end, we only have a few weeks left of this fall semester. Students can feel overwhelmed with prepping for finals while simultaneously preparing for the holidays. To avoid stress, UMKC's Academic Support and Mentoring, or ASM, is available to all students to provide the help that they need. According to ASM staff, the program offers a range of services to help students meet their academic goals. Our mission is to provide innovative support services and resources to ensure educational access and personal success for every student, said Lauren Lawless Orozco, Senior Student Support Specialist. According to Shantae Evans, Academic Support Coordinator for Supplemental Instruction, or SI, and Tutoring, SI was created at UMKC by Dr. Deanna Martin in 1973. SI is founded on the principle of targeting traditionally difficult courses rather than at-risk students. SI sessions are group-based study sessions facilitated by a near-peer or student who has taken the course before and excelled in it. SI and tutoring are located on the 4th floor of the library in rooms 420 and 422. To book tutoring appointments or view available SI sessions, download the app Roo Learning Plus.
Now, let's go into the den with Jackson Ogden.
Welcome back into the den. I'm Jackson Ogden. We have officially entered that time of year where it is just solely basketball on campus. We've got some big upcoming matchups this week. Starting off with men's basketball, they started the season off 2-0 with a hot start, but then hit the gauntlet of their schedule that included Baylor and Colorado State on the road as they dropped 5 straight. They're set to host SEMO right here at Sweeney on Thursday at 7 p.m. Women's basketball also sits at 2-5 and will kick off a 5-game homestand this week with a matchup against Arkansas State on Saturday at 2. All right, let's talk about the Chiefs now. And the receivers might have thought they were safe from my segment because of the break, but I have been saving up my energy for this one. Now, I'll start off with the good because they got a win against the Raiders on Sunday after trailing 14-0 early. The offense woke up and started producing like the old Chiefs, and the defense adjusted nicely. But I am not over that Eagles loss, man. And what has become a way too common theme this season, the Chiefs receivers couldn't catch anything, topped off with a brutal drop by MVS late in the fourth quarter to lose the game. I mean, outside of Rashee Rice, this wide receiver core is atrocious. Unless some serious improvements or changes are made, I think we might be seeing the earliest playoff exit in the Mahomes era. I just don't see how you can win in the playoffs with these guys. They can't get open. They can't catch the ball when they somehow miraculously do get open. I mean, I know we're 8-3, but my goodness, these receivers are just not getting it done. Well, that's all I've got for you this week. Make sure to tune in next week for the grand finale episode of In the Den. I promise you won't want to miss it.
Welcome back to Lifestyle and Culture. I'm your host, Joshua Cunningham, and today I'm very excited because I'm going through my top 10 projects of 2023. First, I want to start off with a few honorable mentions. Endless Summer Vacation by Miley Cyrus. Appaloosa Bones by Gregory Alan Isaacoff, and St. Michael's Volume 2 by Trippie Redd. Okay, first I'm going to go through the first 10 through 6. I'm not really going to go into detail. 5 through 4, I'm going to go into more detail, give some of my favorite songs, and the top 3 is where I'm going to spend most of my time. I'll be rating them out of 7. So let's get started. Number 10 is 2 different EPs, Tiny Things by Tiny Habit and Volume 3 by Pink Sweats. Number 9 is Jackman by Jack Harlow. Number 8 is How Many by Jake Munch. Number 7 is This Is Why by Paramore. And number 6 is Bewitched by Laffy. Okay, coming in at number 5, we have A Love Letter to You 5 by Trippie Redd. The ranking is 5.14 out of 7. Come on, we knew Trippie Redd was going to make the list. It was a different style for him. It was kind of R&B, which I liked a lot. My 3 favorite songs are Left for Dead, Reality, and The Hate. Number 4 is Zach Bryan by Zach Bryan, coming in at 5.21 out of 7. I gave this a whole album review, so you can go watch that. But my 3 favorite songs are Jake Piano, Hey Driver, and I Remember Everything. Now coming in at number 3, Broken by the Desire to Be Heavenly by Louis Capaldi, coming in at a 5.43 out of 7. It's not as good as his first album, I'll be honest, but it's still very emotional. And that's really what I loved about it. It told a good story about, falling in love, breaking up, all those things. But really, it just pulled out the heartstrings. That was my favorite part. So my favorite 3 songs are Wish You the Best, Burning, and Haven't You Ever Been in Love Before. Coming in at number 2, so close to being number 1, was To the Searching, the Lost, and the Found by the Riders. Coming in at 5.57 out of 7. This is an indie rock album, and it talked a lot about God, and faith is super important to me. And so the emotions I felt while listening to this were just all perfect, and I just loved it. And I can't wait to listen to it more, honestly. My favorite songs are Priorities, Letter to the Devil, and Glued to You. Now give me a drum roll at home for this number 1 spot. Coming in at number 1, and I knew it was going to be number 1, but I still had to give the other ones a chance, is Never Enough by Daniel Caesar, being a 5.71 out of 7. The length was great, but really what hit home for me was the atmosphere it made. I felt like I was in a different world when I listened to this album every single time, and I replay it like nonstop. I mean, I can just be driving to someone's house, and I'm just listening to that album. It's so good. And my favorite songs are Let Me Go, Cool, and Always. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think this is a good top 10 list out of 2023? Listen to some of the songs. And come back next week to hear me talk about my favorite Christmas songs.
On the 4th day of ceasefire, Hamas and Qatari mediators announced that both Israel and Hamas have agreed to extend the temporary truce for an additional 2 days. Hamas will free another 20 women and children during the pause in fighting, the Pentagon's top spokesman told reporters today. Yesterday, Hamas released 17 hostages, including a 4-year-old American, Abigail Edan. In exchange, Israel released 39 Palestinian prisoners, all of whom are minors, a Qatari spokesman said. An extension could see more hostages released from Gaza in exchange for Palestinian prisoners and a halt in fighting. Israel has said it would extend the ceasefire by a day for every 10 additional hostages released. More than 1.7 million people have been displaced in Gaza, where health officials say the death toll has surpassed 14,500 after weeks of Israeli attacks. The Israel Defense Forces estimate 1,200 people were killed in the October 7th Hamas attack, with more than 200 people held hostage in Gaza.
Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of RooTV.
Don't forget to hop on the subscribe button and follow us on Instagram at RooTV UMKC.
See you next week.